We're going to go over in segment 1 here, garden practices that irritate us and why they do, Holly.
Yeah. So there's a couple of them, and one of them is, for me, just blindly following internet gardening advice. So maybe you see like a little picture thing, and it's like, if you plant basil next to your tomatoes, then the robins will come and feed your garden or something. And it's like, okay, let's think about the science. That's a bad example.
But you just pulled that one out of nowhere and didn't plan that one out.
Right. I'm trying to think of, just like there's companion planting charts, right? And there's like ones will say, don't plant basil next to your tomatoes. Ones will say plant them within 3 feet.
37 charts and 47 different combinations.
Right.
And none of them make any sense.
Or there's these like 5-minute videos that say, or what are they called, 5-minute crafts or minute crafts or something like that.
They do some just obscene things, and nothing in the world. It would never work. It's for clicks, and I don't understand the whole purpose of that because they're not ads in it. But anyway,
I mean, there was even one I saw the other day where you smush a blueberry and you put it in a pot, and apparently it grows a blueberry plant. And we all know blueberries want acidic soil,
right?
So I don't.
Well, that's not important to the video.
No,
that's they got to push through it. We only got 5 minutes,
right? Right. So just stuff like that, like I don't even know. Plant. You can grow an avocado tree, which is probably true, but then people don't think about what they're going to do with this avocado tree.
Right. Once it gets 4 foot tall in the corner of the room, what are you going to do now?
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot of these. And this holds true to some effect on YouTube as well. There are a lot of legitimate YouTube channels that are gardening focused that have, tens of thousands of millions of subscribers. And there are some that are substantially large that is just for show. That all they want, whatever I need to say in order for you to subscribe, I'll say that. So you subscribe, so I get more AdSense money.
Well, right. And that's the thing is, like, I don't know if people just stay subscribed once they figure out that this clown is not giving valid information. Because we've had people reply to our videos and say, how did this turn out? We might
that
show
we didn't
something.
do a follow-up on.
Right, yeah. So I don't know if they hold other people accountable or not. But, yeah, it's just, I mean, it's all over whatever kind of hobby you have, I'm sure. But in gardening, it just seems to be like this, I don't know, fake magical whatever.
Everything, Goldilocks. Everything's perfect.
Everything's perfect.
So that's one that irritates you. What's another one that irritates you?
So I put down plant crack.
No, people who use the miracle stuff, we're not saying you're bad people.
Right. No. But it irritates me.
Okay.
So this is why. One is that you don't learn anything.
Right.
You just learn how to feed your plant the plant crack.
You're feeding the plant, not feeding the soil that feeds the plant.
Right. Now, if you are trying to grow, I don't know, prize-winning state fair flowers, maybe that's okay.
Yeah, that's different, yeah.
But if you are trying to grow a successful garden, you should really feed your soil, not the plant.
Yeah, it's on a 7 or 14-day regiment that you have to feed it with this the stuff, the blue stuff, or I guess there's pink stuff too. And it does work. Okay, we're not saying it doesn't, but it's not good for the gardener, the experience, the knowledgeable, retaining, I guess, stuff. But for the gardener itself, it's not good for the soil. It's not good for the environment. It's not good for a whole lot of things. It does spur the plant to grow rapidly and fulfill the needs that require the plant in order for it to grow.
Right. It's just frustrating to me, probably because we grow organically. We had to learn how to get a good balance in our soil, feed the soil, all that stuff. And
right.
I feel like, I don't know, it's
back to the feeding the soil to feed the plant. Many years ago, we had a sponsor of soil that for our YouTube videos.
It was like 3 years ago.
3, 4, 5 years ago. And we had a falling out with him because the manufacturer stuff and the soil wasn't no good. And the head rep told you that she goes to garden centers and tells people, oh, you feed the plant and the soil is just the medium for it to grow in. And you corrected her and she was not happy about that.
No, it was The thing is that they were selling this soil, and then also, do they sell supplements as well?
No, I'm not sure.
I don't remember. But it was like she had no clue what was going on. And I get that there are salespeople who are just there to sell X, Y, and Z, and they don't care what X, Y, and Z is. They're just good salespeople. But
you don't need to know the details. I just need to see a check.
Right, exactly. And it's like, you're not a good representative of the company, especially people like gardeners.
And not to tell too much of the story, but you were on the phone with her, and she said, well, I'll let such and such her boss know. And we said, oh, he already knows. We left him a message before we called you because we knew where we were going with you on this.
Right. And yeah,
the head guy above her said, this stuff ain't no good. The formulation's all mixed up and messed up, but we got to keep making it because people keep buying it.
Yeah.
That's what he said. This is a national brand. But anyway,
they didn't care about gardeners. They just cared about their pocketbook.
Right.
Yeah.
So those are two of your irritating garden practices.
Here comes Joey's favorite.
One is people who remove or religiously removing dandelions out of their lawn. Now, dandelions are one of the first flowers that appear in the spring for bees and other pollinating insects. Two, I understand people who want to have this manicured lawn and picture perfect, cover of a magazine, PBS, Saturday afternoon special lawn. But if you are so adamant about removing dandelion seeds or dandelion plants from your lawn, and we see this in a lot of just casual, I don't know about homeowners associations. That's a whole nother deal.
Right.
But the yard across the street or the yard next to it is covered in dandelions. Now, here's the thing about dandelions. Number one, there's like 250 different, 300 different species of dandelions, and all are edible. There are some toxicity potentially in the stem that goes up to the flower head. So cautious of that. There's beneficial properties of the entire plant for different municipal purposes. And the seeds can travel up to 5 miles. So you may be cleaning your yard, or you know a neighbor or somebody who does this daily, digs out the dandelions and is so frustrated because they keep coming back. Well, a dandelion puffer has hundreds and hundreds of seeds on it, number one. Number two, the seeds can carry up to 5 miles. So regardless if everybody in the neighborhood got under the umbrella of dandelion free, they're still going to come in the neighborhood. Number one. That's number one thing. The second thing that irritates us or me are what is called potato boxes or potato towers. Now, the tower is more of a woven fence that you integrate straw and I think some soil into it, and you grow them in different pockets.
But don't people do this with garbage bags or no?
They do garbage bags or rubber or 55-gallon drums.
Anything that is kind of stacking.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the wooden boxes that are 2 foot by 2 foot, and then you plant one layer of potatoes at the base, and you cover, put planks, 6-inch planks or boards up over top of that on the edges, and you fill the inside up with soil. And as the plant begins to grow, you put more boards on the side and stack it higher. What is supposed to, I guess they think, is a potato will grow sprouts everywhere the soil touches the stem, similar to a tomato with the hairs. Potatoes do not do this. You'll see these on Pinterest and a lot of social media platforms where you get 100 pounds of potatoes in 4 square feet. Well, you can go on YouTube and you can type in potato boxes or potato towers, and these potatoes the box will get about 4 foot tall once you get the boards all on them and the soil all filled in as the plant grows up. You will find dozens, if not hundreds, of intro videos about we're building a potato box, and you'll find a couple of dozen of the harvest, and the harvest is smaller than the actual planting. The reason being is potatoes don't do that. If they did, there would be billions of success stories about potato towers and how many hundreds of pounds a 2 foot by 2 foot, 4 square foot box could produce. Farmers wouldn't be planting 32 square
Right.
miles of field, they would just have a couple of thousand boxes that produce 100 pounds apiece.
Well, that you see this image on Pinterest, like all over the place, and it shows this potato tower. You can just Google or go to Pinterest and look up potato tower. And yeah, it's just like,
It works if you do one layer and then set another layer, grow multiple layers in one box. But one layer at the ground level and you continue to build up, it doesn't work. Otherwise, there would be so many great stories and success stories, and everybody would be growing potatoes in this fashion. Another thing in which is, I guess, irritating,
problematic
is people who grow strawberries in containers on their patio, porch, or deck. Now, there are great devices to grow. Rootmaker has grow bags. There's tower planters. Those are great. Those are fine. But you have to understand the basic growth cycle of a strawberry. A June-bearing strawberry grows 50 weeks a year, stays alive, and then basically produces strawberries for 2, maybe 3 weeks on a good year. June bearing is a little different, but the whole deal is you're going to spend all year taking care of this plant for approximately 2, maybe 3 weeks of harvest, and then you take and baby that thing all year round. If you can't put it in the ground, we planted ours in the ground. They grew for 5 years and got really 100 pounds of strawberries off of it in the 5 years that we had it. Worked very well. Otherwise, it's not beneficial to grow strawberries in a container on your patio, porch, or deck. It just doesn't work.
Right. It's not ideal. It's very much like a point. And when I worked in for this one company, we would talk about what's called point of purchase, and it's something that you see it, you get excited, you buy it, and then
it's cute.
It's whatever. It's sparkly, and then eventually the sparkles wear off after you wash it so many times, and the strawberries don't come back, and blah blah blah. So yeah, it's like, oh, look at this nice little strawberry plant that I can grow in my corner of my what's it called, deck or whatever.
Now, if you dig dandelions out of your lawn, if you grow strawberries in a container, or what was the other thing that I had? A potato
tower. If you use plant crack.
We don't dislike you, but we want you to be aware of you're putting a lot of effort in for very little reward when doing these things.
Right. Basically, we're just trying to bring awareness that everything is not as it seems on the front side.
Well, some of these biggest influencers on social media, the guy who did who does the Tesla, what's his name? Elon Musk. He said that, a lot of people look at social media and get depressed because everybody's lives is a whole lot better than yours. Well, you only put the good stuff on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, that type of thing.
Well, there's a saying that if we all threw our problems into a pile, we would quickly grab ours back before we saw everybody else's.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, somebody that doesn't have a problem is Walton's Incorporated. They've got a coupon code for you. They can do anything. They have everything but the meat in order to get your meals prepared, whether you are going from animal to edible or you want some great seasonings to turn that edible meat into really good tasting meat.
Right. So we're moving, it's getting to the end of harvest season. Maybe it's getting to animal harvesting season, and Walton's has everything you need. You can make, anything from snack sticks to jerky. They have all the equipment, seasoning, supplies to make all that good stuff to your high standard. Walton's also has meatgistics.com, an informational site to help you make the best finished product. And they have their own line of meat grinders, mixers, sausage stuffers to help you go from animal to edible. Walton's is everything but the meat. That's waltonsinc.com and meatgistics.com.
And they've got a new coupon code available for anybody who's interested. Use coupon code GROW22 and save 10% off your order of $50 or more and get free shipping.
And that's waltonsinc.com.
Hey there, gardeners. Thanks for checking out this segment of the Gardening with Joey and Holly radio show. If you like what you've seen, You can search through the channel and find full in-studio videos of the entire show. If you want to go another route, you can search for it on your favorite podcast platform by searching the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show or the Gardening with Joey and Holly radio show, and you can download it and take it with you. You can check out all past seasons at our website, thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com, under the radio tabs at the top of the page. We thank you for joining us. We hope you've learned and enjoyed the show, the segment, and we'll see you next time.